Now, here's a disclaimer. What I share is not me telling somebody to do this and this will work. It is basically me sharing what worked for me or what is working for me and what really helps. So many times I would say that you should do this and you must do this and you have to do this, and it is not like I'm holding a gun and forcing someone to do it. I think it's just my choice of words, and it's just sharing things that actually worked for me and how I see things and what I believe is good for young people. So it's not a forced thing, it's just trying to help and really sharing. Okay, so social media. So for the past 2 years, I've really been up and down when it comes to me being on social media. I've really been big on taking a break whenever something just don't feel okay with me, or whenever I sense that I need to take a break now. So, and I can testify that consciousness and that ability to know to actually take the break and to uninstall the apps really helped me a lot. So here are the signs, here are my signs, and it might be signs in your life also. So this is the things that will always lead me to take that break and just realize, no, I need a break. I need some time. I need some time out. So the first thing is when you feel disconnected. So this can be like the first sign that you might need a break from social media. And number one, feeling disconnected from God, which is the source of life. Feeling disconnected from yourself, you just feel disconnected with yourself, disconnected with your family members, the most important people in your life. And then of course your academics, if you are a student or a learner, or even your career, even your job, if it is not social media. Okay, so with God, I've realized the first thing that you can ask yourself is, do I pray for 15 minutes and spend an hour on Instagram, spend an hour scrolling on Instagram, or do I pray for an hour and spend 15 minutes on Instagram? So if that's not the case, then you will obviously feel disconnected from God, because then it means the social media platforms has become a god in your life, has become an idol. And we know that we serve a jealous God, and if you don't invest in God, if you don't spend time with Him, you will not hear from Him, you will feel disconnected, you will feel lost, and you will question your destiny, and you will question your life purpose and His purpose in your life. So it is important to see what is number one in your life. And if you are born again Christian and you are a follower of Christ and you believe in Jesus Christ, of course He must be number one. And when someone or something is number one, you prioritize that thing. So everything will have to come second. These platforms, these social media platforms, they will have to come second, and you will have to make that clear. And the only way we do that is by making effort, by actually spending time. So I started to feel disconnected from God, and I started to realize that I spent more time on social media platforms than in the Word of God, or than praying. And then I come to Him with wanting answers, but I don't spend enough time in His Word, I don't spend enough time in His presence. So how will I get the answers? So, and I'm looking for answers that only He can give, but I'm actually on these platforms. Yeah, so disconnected, like that was my first, and that will always be my first sign. Whenever I feel that I'm struggling to pray or I'm struggling to discipline myself to pray, then I will have to see, but where am I spending more time? In what am I spending more time? And then not understanding yourself, not be feeling connected with self, that is also a sign that you might need to take a break from your phone or from these platforms, just for you to come to a point once again to hear what you think about yourself, what you say about yourself, how you feel about yourself. Self-love is so important, and too many hours on platforms can do is they can make you feel inferior, or they can just make you feel disconnected from yourself, and you come to a point where you don't know what is it that you want, what is it that you like, what is it that you love, because you are following the lives of other people to an extent that you start to like what they like, you start to love what they love, you start to love and you start to do what they do. And right now we won't really realize that, but it is what's happening, and that's how you lose yourself. And then the third point, under number one is feeling disconnected, and then feeling disconnected from your family members. Guys, you know how we can all sit around a table with our phones and not really knowing what's going on in each other's lives. That thing is just so real these days, and it is so sad. It is really sad that we can be so interested in someone else's life, someone that is not really in your life, that is not sitting next to you, that is not sharing a home with you, that is not sharing food with you. You are more interested in what's going on in that person's life and scrolling and just being on your phone than the person sitting next to you and just really being present in the conversation in that person's life. And that is how we start to just want to be on our phones. All of us just feel that we are just sitting, we are not doing fun things, we are not really having proper conversations or wholesome conversations. So what's the use? But that's the disconnect that is happening. And the more you spend time on these platforms, the more you will just grow apart. And that's why we should try and identify this kind of signs and try and decide, okay, for this hour when I go to my grandmother's house or when I go home, I will switch my phone off, or I won't go on any app, and I will really just invest in spending time with the people that's at home. You know, that's also taking a break. When we say you take a break, I don't really mean now for months or years. We always want to go to the extreme, but even just for an hour, we can start with an hour a day, or just decide, okay, this week I really need to pray, I really need to invest in God, I really need to hear from Him. So I will uninstall these apps just for the week, just to get focused again. And also I feel a bit lost. I don't feel myself anymore. I don't know what I really want to be in life. I'm a bit confused when it comes to my career. Again, you can just delete those apps, uninstall them for a while, just to really come to a point where you know who you are, what is it that you love, what is it that you want to do, and not chase things because other people enjoy them or that's how other people live. And then feeling disconnected from your studies, when you struggle to concentrate when you have to prepare for examination. I think this is obvious that when we prepare for examination, there's many distractions, and social media is one of the distractions. So just to know that, let me take a break, or maybe I have to take a break from this platform for this week or for this evening because I need to study. And then toxic comparison. So this go hand in hand with feeling disconnected from self. So you start to really compare your life with the lives of other people on social media. Now, by now, we should all know that what you see on social media is what the next person wants you to see. You will not see my whole life. You will not see me crying. You will not see me questioning God on social media all the time. I would love to share the good parts most of the time, the good days, the happy days, the better days. And now you just also want that, and now you don't understand why you don't have that, why you are not there. But I'm just busy here showing you what I want you to see. So, and we all, by now, we all know that what you see on social media is not all that, is not everything. So we tend to compare, and there's something. Okay, comparison is a thief. Comparison is not good. So there's something that when you feel inspired by the next person, that's a good thing. When you see someone working out, exercising, eating healthy, and you feel, I also want to try this, or I've been struggling in this area and I see this person is doing that, maybe I can try doing that. Yes, that is from a healthy perspective, and that we will not call it toxic. But toxic comparison is when you sit there and you compare and you feel, but I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I will never be there, I will never be like those people, I will never live like that. But are you called to live like that? Is that your destiny according to your relationship with Jesus Christ? And that is where we really feel discontent, and we sometimes kind of hate on ourselves. So I had this thing where I would where people younger than me would just, I see them prosper and I just see them doing these great amazing things. So there was a time where it really inspired me, where I was really inspired, and I was like, wow, this is the way we should live, this is what we should do, this is what we should strive to. But later I started to feel, wow, I'm not like that. I'm not good enough. I'm not a go-getter. I don't have all that. I don't have the courage to do that. I don't have the courage to talk that way. I started to really speak down on myself and started to feel bad about myself, about where I am, about what I am doing. And that is the time where I really had to see who am I following and what am I still doing on these platforms, if it makes me to feel inferior or feel less than a person and feel not enough. So that is one of the things that when I start to feel that way, I know it's time to take that break and just to spend time with myself and to know that I am enough and I love who I am and I love the person that I'm growing into, and where I am now is where I'm supposed to be, and that's okay. And to actually love the journey and appreciate and admire the journey of the next person and wish them well. Because when we start to compare, it's like, I want that, and why does that person have that and I don't have it? That is evil and it is really toxic, and it happens, like it really does. So the last thing that I think is a sign that you might need a break is the fact that you are watching this video. Yeah, I think it's the fact that you have that thought, because with me it always just started with the thought like, I'm everywhere, I'm on all social media platforms and I go on them every single day. I don't think this is healthy. So when you start having that thought and when you feel, no man, I spend too much time on this platform, I need a break. So when you have that thought, or when you just start thinking about it or start considering it, then I really think that you might need a break. And taking a break is not a bad thing. It is not that you are weak or that you cannot take pressure or whatever. It's just that you know what you can take now. You are conscious of your mental health and you put yourself, you put God, you put your family first, and you choose to be present in any given time, in any moment, and you really want what's best for you.